Hello everyone, welcome to this week's live. My name is Jessica from Jessica Dawn Coaching, and it's Friday. At least it is for me. I don't know when you're going to be watching this. And today I'm going to be talking about the importance of rest and taking adequate time to rest at different times in your life. This week I've been just covering all of the bases, always as per usual, high level, because each one of these subjects I could dive into and probably talk about for an entire week, but this is social media. It's not one-on-one time or a course, and just trying to make it easily digestible. So what I talked about this week is, how can you tell when you need a rest? I mean, there's the obvious stuff like, wow, I'm really tired, I need to lie down. But, when you're going and you're pushing and you're persevering and you're like, do I just feel tired or is it something deeper than that? There's physical fatigue. Maybe you feel spiritually disconnected, like a soul tired. You might find yourself feeling resentment in ways that you wouldn't normally find yourself feeling resentful or maybe, extra bitchy. And, feelings of uncertainty and hopelessness. So with the physical fatigue, that's simple. That's like a body, like I need a nap. Or I need to just go to bed a little bit earlier. But, physical and spiritual fatigue, those are two different things. When you're tired in your soul, it will show up physically as well, because body and spirit, they're intertwined and they affect each other. When you're spiritually disconnected, that exhaustion exists beyond the physical. When you hear someone say, I feel like I could sleep for a year and not be rested, that person might be starving in an emotional or spiritual way. It's also another sign that, you spiritually need rest. Burnout can show up in that way. If you feel distant, spiritually disconnected, it's a warning to proactively pause and take time to reconnect. So, taking time to walk in nature, meditate. If you're called to ceremony, that's a good time to really intentionally go for it. When resentment shows up more so than you're accustomed to seeing it, you might start resenting the people that depend on you. If you're a parent, you might start resenting your children. That's not, it's something you likely would feel shame about, but it's a little red flag along the way saying that you need some rest. You need to tap out for a little bit. You need a pause. And then those feelings of uncertainty, when you're feeling that, it's not just an absence of hope or certain things. I mean, uncertainty is prevalent, right? Nothing in this world is certain. Change is the only constant. But that when you find yourself shifting from like feeling nervous about uncertainty and into that hopelessness, that's a big sign that you need to rest. So when that need to rest shows up, it might be hard to know where to start. I think as humans, we have a tendency to want to just like do sweeping changes and say, okay, that's it, that's what I'm going to start my diet on Monday. You empty all the cupboards of all your bad food choices. But, change actually is more stable when you make small incremental steps. So let's talk about the different types of rest. I did cover them in the posts this week, but there's physical, mental, sensory, creative, emotional, social, and spiritual. So my recommendation is, if you're noticing that one of those needs is speaking to you more loudly, start there, right? If you have the need for sensory rest, have a bath. Start with, making concerted efforts for having a bath. And that seems really simplistic. Maybe you do need a trip to the spa. But if that's not in your budget or even allowable in your time frame, then just start with a bath with water. All of those will be necessary at some point. Maybe you need time to be able to be creative. Start with journaling. Make space in your brain to be able to do that. The most important thing, I think, when thinking about rest is understanding that it's necessary and that pushing through doesn't work, right? You can be more productive if you have a nap, actually, which seems counterintuitive because you're like, no, I don't have the time. But when you don't have the time to do something, what typically happens is your body and your being will make the time for you. So if you start getting proactive before you get to the point of no return where life will force you to rest, it's a lot better in the long run. So what resonates the most here for you? What type of rest do you think you might need if you do need rest? Maybe you're really energized right now, in which case fabulous. But it's also fall, right? We're heading into quieter months where typically rest is just naturally called for, right? The winter is the time to quiet and rest and rejuvenate before the spring and all of the things that the outdoors calls us back to. So that's it for this week. I hope that you enjoyed it. I hope you found the content helpful, and I will see you next week. Have a good one. Bye for now.